and some small appeal. You can have your kebabs, you can have everything. Ghana Village fan zone, and there will be replicas of this venue in miniature forms, all the venues, but the biggest one will be opposite the UG Stadium at Lagos. Then the events. There are 2 events that we are working on. The first is the commissioning of the UG facilities. Not too long ago, President Nanado came and helped us commission the Boteman. We're working very, very hard with to also commission UG. Right now, there's some inter-schools going on the athletics field. They're testing the track. There will be rugby going on also. There will be field. And during these events, one dignitary or some dignitaries will be present to commission the UG Stadium also. Then the next thing is the torch relay. The torch relay, initially we're looking at taking it to Africa, but based on 15 days to go, we're realizing we have to be, we have to look at it properly. So we're looking at taking it to Ghana, bringing it here, starting from the northern part of Ghana. We will go to the northern part of Ghana, we will then come to Ashanti region, then we go to the Volta region, Central region, and then end up March 6th on Independence Day at Koforidua in the eastern region. Then on the 7th, we will be in Greater Accra. During the torch relay, 3 things are going to be happening at each venue. 1, we're going to have some media presence. 2, we're going to have a float in the principal streets of that city. And the 3rd thing that is going to be happening is we're going to pay, and that will end my submission. So this is the torch that we're going to be taking around. This is the official torch that will end up.
dealing with the logo. If you're dealing with our logo, you're dealing with the mascot, you're dealing with marks. We have the theme song. The LOC, on behalf of the African Union, holds the IP rights and all those things. So if you deal with them in any manner whatsoever without the authorization, and by that I mean the knowledge and consent of the LOC, there's an infringement, and we are liberty to take anybody on. So these are areas that we pay particular attention to as a legal subcommittee, and we are counting on the media to assist us to educate the public so that we all have an enjoyable African Games and make the most for our personal economies as journalists and for the national economy also. Thank you very much.
Thank you. A question?
I want to ask a question about the theme song. The theme song. Does it mean that as radio journalists we need to seek for permission before we play?
Right.
I know you are aware we launched this, right? Yeah. When I talk about infringement, it's the use that you put it. It's the use that you put it. So that is why you need to use it with the consent, the knowledge and consent of the LOC. But you realize that even for the media, because we want to promote it, I think that you've been given virtually a carte blanche to use it. But we don't want anybody profiting. That's profiting from that. If you are using it to promote the games, to support the games, that's the lawful usage. But if you're using it to profit, to make any pecuniary gains for yourself or your outfit, that would amount to an infringement.
Okay, so there's a bit of memory. Let me just say that you want to use it for, hello guys, you notice there's a memory coming up. You want to use it for your sports programs as a bed, use it, feel free. You want to use it to mix your sound bites, your highlights, use it. It's all in, the way you use the AFCON song and the World Cup song to do your programs. I believe that, yes. In terms of profiting, I mean, it goes a bit deeper.
So,
yes.
So, it's an idea at the funeral.
If you want to use it as a program,
So if it doesn't have any nexus to the game,
all the things that you use it for, I'm pretty sure you will break any law.
So if I can just say, so please, if you have any doubts, we'll make, as I said, we'll make the legal manual available. Once you go through the legal manual, and I know that we all have a challenge spending time to read so many things, so we made it very simple. You can go through it if you have any challenges. I'm sure everything will be clarified.
All right. So, because of time, but I'll just take one more from the back.
Sorry, my name is Albert from GBC. My question goes to Chairman Dr. Look, I'm a bit worried. Okay, so whoever is here can answer. I'm a bit worried. In all our interaction here today, I've not heard of anything in regards to sanitation. I know when it comes to these particular games, a lot of, the sanitation and now problems comes on board. I've not heard anything. The committees mentioned nothing like that. Probably that's been my worry. I want to find out.
So not all the committee heads are here. First of all, Samson Day, for example, was here, but he's left because of time constraints.
I'm told that Zoom Lion is on board.
Is in charge.
So Zoom Lion, and I think Zoom Lion has been associated with many sporting events in our country. Zoom Lion and its subsidiaries are available to ensure that we keep the environment clean. You know, this game is supposed to be, it's been the target that this game will be a green African game. So we're very particular about protecting the environment during these games, and we are going to ensure that the sanitation is not affected adversely by our activities.
Okay, all right. Africa Games Media Plan, Madam Professor, just a few words. Oh, no. Yeah, if you are ready. Yes. Sorry? Oh, no. Catherine? Oh, Mr. President. Oh, that's you. Oh. Okay.
I think it's important that when a little misinformation goes out, it's important that we clear it as quickly as possible. The triple jump games record that Jojo Estes spoke about is different from the African record. It was set at the games and it is still in the name of Francis Duru.
So
17.1 meters. We need to correct that. Okay?
So that's a games record.
That's the games record. Records that are set at the games are different from maybe records that is set at Olympics, World Championships, Commonwealth, Grand Prix, and what. So the record jump, the triple jump, it's still in the name of Francis Duru.
Thank you, Mr. President, for catering. Or it's fine. Okay. Right, Dan, if you have any updates, especially for the media, he's the head of comms.
Please, I am not the chairman of the catering committee, but of course, there are conventions when it comes to games coverage. We do not give food to journalists during games. You have been to a lot of games. The food at the game village is meant for the athletes and officials. If anybody, by being benevolent, gives you something, it's a plus. But do not make it part of your budget. That somebody is going to feed you, please. First of all, we were told that the media will not have access to the game village. So that is where the food is being served. So you have no business in it. Let's have it at the back of our minds. So when you are leaving, when you are setting up from your media houses, make sure you eat.
As has been said, there'll be places around, the University of Ghana and various places where vendors will be selling stuff. So I assume you'll be able to sort yourself out in that way. But update.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. A lot have been said already, and time is fast spent. So I'm going to concentrate on just 3 key areas. What the LOCC has done with respect to media, the expectations of the media as far as the African Games is concerned, and the media manual. What we've done so far, we've done a lot, and time wouldn't permit me to say everything here. But immediately after the inauguration of the LOCC, what we did was to engage the federations and assist them to put together a blueprint with which Team Ghana will be prepared. Following that was a media tour. The LOCC, led by the executive chairman, Dr. Fusua Sari, toured almost all the media houses in Accra, as well as Kumasi. and we had a very fruitful interaction with them. We told them the objective of the LOC and the need for the media to journey with us as Ghana prepares to host the rest of Africa. We've had some meetings with SWAG. At some point, the LOC decided to associate with some festive seasons that will give us visibility. So during the Aguachiri Festival, we associated with them and got some visibility. We organized Aguachiri Tennis, sponsored by the LOC. We did some branding there. We did Zongo games. We associated with our brothers within the Zongo communities to play some gala, and there was some sort of publicity. We've done MOU with some radio and online portals. As we speak, some have signed, but they are yet to, abide by their side of the MOU. We've had some media houses called to say we have signed the MOU, but their side of the bargain, they are yet to do it. The reason why the MOU is between LOC and radio and online portals is that issues of TV broadcasting is a bit slippery. That is why George Lomote, who is in charge of TV broadcasting, was asked to give us a brief, and I'm sure he did justice to all the questions posed to him. We launched the creative identity manual of the LOC, the mascot, the logo, and yes, the mascot, the logo. Those were the basic items we launched during the event we termed Ojemo. There are lots to be done. What the LOC did was that the media team is not working in isolation. So we invited the marketing team and we put together our efforts to draw a program. So for every line item, there's a corresponding media activity. Other than that, the media will be seen to be pursuing a different agenda, and the marketing will be doing something different, which wouldn't ultimately help our cause. So we met as a team and put our efforts together. The LOC, like Ms. Eva said, the media team on the LOC is myself, Mr. Osman Ali, Gurgue Ahmed. He has the longest name on the committee. And we also have learned and competent journalists on the committee. Madam Rizvinamo is one, Mr. Maurice Wansa. Please help me out, others. Okay, and others. Emmanuel Yogwada of GTV is one of them. Dr. Okain of Oman FM is also one of them. Juliet Bewia, they are all part of the media committee. Achefu is currently out of the country, but he still works with us. So, because we are hard pressed with time, I wouldn't want to go through what we are about to do, but whatever marketing has as a program, there's a corresponding media activity to it. Mr. Ahmed Gugwe has just reminded me that the media committee also put together a newsletter, and I'm sure you all have copies. We've done about 4 editions so far, and it's all about the project of the LOC. And these are our initiatives to popularize the African Games. Meeting the expectations of the media. As journalists, when we're going for games coverage, there are things to look out for. And the fundamental amongst them is the media center. The LOC recommended or advised the contractors who built Legon and Mortimer to give us a very spacious media center. That has been done. And so we should look forward to getting a well-furnished, well-branded media center with some desktop computers and 24-hour internet service that will assist us in doing our work. Of course, some spaces have also been created for press conferences. I'm sure post-event, some teams will want to have a press conference, so that has also been catered for at both Legon and for TikTok. Mixed homes, well branded, has also been catered for as well. In order to facilitate the work of the media, the LOC intends to supply media backs to accredited media, and the emphasis is on the accredited media. Sometimes, because we are living in a society where we encourage Yantuani and other staffs, some of our colleagues are very much aware that they do not meet a certain criteria. But because he or she is your friend, you can't beg him, please. The games management system that we are using to accredit journalists was not set up by the LOC. So we do not have direct access. Samuel Colley is not part of the LOC. He works for Atos. Those of us who are conversant with international games coverage, Atos is one of the credible companies that works with IOC and other international bodies. So if you are not accredited, you will not be entitled to the media bag. The media bag will be well branded, and in the media bag will be a jacket with the inscription, the logo of the LOC at the back, and the media inscription on your chest. And we also give you a customized notes pad, a pen, a t-shirt, and a cap. These are just additional items to motivate you do your work. We've also prepared our media manual, and because of time, I'll just give you the highlights. The media manual will contain solidarity messages from certain key personalities, including His Excellency the President of the Republic, the Honorable Mr. the Executive Chairman of the LOC, the African Union executives, and then some top officials from ANOCA, UPSA, and the other international sporting bodies. In there, you find the sports codes, and I mean the number of games that are going to be competed in as far as the 13th African Games is concerned. It's been said repeatedly that we're going to have 29 games. Some will serve as Olympic qualifiers, others will just compete for medals, and then about 6 of them will be exhibition games. So there will be information on them as far as the media manual is concerned. There will be the games calendar. Once you pick the media manual, it should be able to give you the fixtures for which event, so that you pick and choose as a media person. There are other information on the competition and training venues. It is in the media manual. We've taken our time to check the distances in between event centers and game villages. So if you wake up and pick the media manual and you are Legon, and you are going to cover a game at Botima or Laboma, we give you already information that okay, it will take you 5 minutes driving, all other things being constant, to get to Laboma. So it will help you do your errands as a journalist. Then information on the various centers that will host the disciplines has also been provided. And then brief stories on the media rights, as George explained, the do's and don'ts as far as the media rights are concerned. Contact information in the event that you are a foreign journalist and you require information, to make some contacts available. List of participating countries, and of course, list of hotels where journalists can have access to. And once again, it is not free. We are not providing free accommodation for journalists. We are only assisting you so that you can make your choices and pay. So let me wrap up here because time is fast.
Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm saying to Mamsha, Chief Photographer and CEO, Immediacy. Outside, let me just say good afternoon again, and thank you all for being here. I've seen almost every media house in Ghana being represented. And aside photography, one of my PowerPoints is branding. And so I would have expected this meeting here to be really trending. And I don't know whether it's done at home, but maybe you should have asked us to take photos of people and hashtag to let this meeting, this very August meeting, trend. This is not only the videos, all the news and the rest, but simple things such as the hashtagging will also project the game, because time is fast spent and we need this game and we need to make the most of it. So please, I guide all of you. Let's take photos of each other and hashtag it and spread the word. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm running. So somebody asked about if people should come to Ghana. How do they know where places are and all of that? I believe you were talking about service of a tour guide. I don't know if most of you know that tour guide is a full profession. So I do media and tour guidance. If these people come for the games, trust me, they are going to need where to go after the games. They will need extracurricular activities. They will need to know their history. So me, I'm chasing in Mr. Cow for the history. That people are literally, yes, they cherish that. I host a lot of foreigners when they come to Ghana. They will tell you it's not just about the game. They want to know about our food. They want to know about places and all of that. Do you have an arrangement with private sector tour guides? I always speak for private sector because we are not part of GTA. I'm not part of, yes, I know GTA. I do work for them sometimes, but I'm a private person. How are you going to use the services of tour guides? I mean, all of them. Thank you.
Okay. As far as I know, the LOC has had a series of meetings with the GTA, Ghana Tourism Authority. And honestly, I don't know of the private sector. Because the African Games is politically driven, usually emphasis on state institutions. We've had a lot of meetings with the GTA and they are taking it up. But once you put it up, I'll let the EC know so we help.
Sure. So basically, we don't know whether the tourism authority have that arrangement or not. Right.
My name is Katuzu.
Alright, so I want to know how much money you spent so far in putting out this. And the budget for this particular African Games. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ghana football is in safe hands. The organization of the games is in safe hands as well. But as a media person, my role is what I have done. These questions, direct them to the minister and the East. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, so we are wrapping up pretty quickly. It's 1:43. Yeah. So, yes. President Moore is also a veteran journalist. She's covered how many African
I think senior colleagues have already said what needs to be said. I just want to point out, please, we are in Ghana, but we are covering an international event. So let us show up as we have traveled to go and cover the event. Number one, it is not the responsibility of the host or organizers to provide meals for you. The most they will do is to provide snack and water at the media center. Please, there will be media volunteers to help at the media center. So when we go, let us cooperate with them. When you need something, it is the media volunteers or at most the media coordinators for each venue that you contact. Don't try and go and make it look as if because you are there, you want to do things by yourself. Eva has already talked about security and legal issues. Number two, please make sure that you have enough money for food on you. I say this because most of us travel unprepared, and by the time you know, you are so engrossed in the event, you forget to eat, and by sometimes you run out and you are not able to perform your function as a journalist. So that is important. If you can, I travel with my backpack and there is always a spare bottle of water and snacks, dry snacks in my bag, so that when you are hungry, at least you know what to do. Third, please take your personal safety in your own hands. Don't move without your accreditation. Very important.
let it be like a doctrine, because it is that which will give you access to the places. And you have the color codes. I'm sure we've all covered one international competition or the other. It allows you access to certain places. It will not allow you access to certain places. Please don't let us go because of what's happened peculiarly in Cote d'Ivoire. That is why I'm talking about it. We shouldn't be seen as, for want of lack of better word, of good media people, so that we carry ourselves well professionally, so that those coming in, especially the international media, they will also respect us. Finally, when we go to the media center, please make sure you come with your laptop or your working gadget. The desktop computers may be there, but they may not be enough to serve all of us. And I speak from experience. When you have timelines to meet, and you go and the desktops are occupied, then you are stranded. So if you can, thankfully now we have cell phones. You can work on our cell phones. But make sure you have your backup chargers and then your power bank, so that at any point in time, you are well prepared. Finally, please, if you can, and you have your own vehicle, ensure that you speak with the media coordinators so that you get a car pass. Don't go and use your, the accreditation is for the person, not for the vehicle you are driving in. So if you want to use a pool car or you want to use a car without joining the shuttle buses, please talk to the media coordinators or the very media officers so that we make arrangements and give you a car pass that will allow you access to the car parks, the official car parks, where you are more secure and safe. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great information as well. And just to wrap up, I'll have to wrap a lot of the salient points that she has made and noted one or two that Mr. Kwamina Iwami Carl made as well. So this is just to wrap up everything with him. So before the games, essentially we are enjoying, we have 15 days to go. By this time, all media should know what sports you want to cover. You can't cover everything. So if you are the editor with your station, whatever the policy is, and then decide based on the interest of your audience as well. By this time, we have the venues, we have the locations, and we have the dates where they will be open. So if you look at the information that they put out around last week, the schedule, certain locations will be open on certain days and will not be open on certain days. So if you want to go and do a report about the facilities, about at some places, it would be best if you went on the days where the activities are not taking place. All right. So let's have this information, please. Also, by this time, we should be having information about which athletes from Ghana, because we are Ghanaians, are coming and not coming. And based on that, we know which sport we want to cover and focus our resources on. We have to find the venues, and as Mr. Kwamina said, one of the most important things is to make friends from the other countries who know the athletes from those countries, and also to exchange information. Not just because you want to know them, but because of the first point I made. You can't cover all the games. And because there are going to be about 10 separate venues, if you make friends from our experience with somebody from Kenya, and they are coming with a long distance event, they are in a better position to give you information about those people. But on the same day, there might be football which is more beneficial to your audience. So you might be at Legon covering the football match, or your colleague may be somewhere doing, or you might be in Cape Coast covering the football match, assuming the ladies team go far. You'll be covering the final or something. They will be here. Then they can give you videos and ask questions on your behalf that you can use for your media house. So that is the hack that some of us have used over the years. You go to an Olympics, it's huge. But Jamaica will be competing in the next village. The Ghanaians are here. Obviously, you want the Ghanaians. So you find a Jamaican friend, they take a few pictures and things for you from the mix zone, they give it to you, then you exchange, and then you go. So that's one of the things. Now, it's not just collaborating with the international media, but one of the key things, in my opinion, is because you cannot cover everything. Let's collaborate with other Ghanaians so that we can have a plan. Look, my media house, we are going to this place. You guys are going to this place. Let's agree that when we finish, we share the videos with me, I share the videos with you, then we move. At the end of the day, I'm going to have all the bulletins, all the pictures and videos for my media house. We are going to have for your media house as well. In my experience again, sometimes collaboration works best for everybody. You cannot work alone. Games like this are huge. So much is happening. You cannot do it alone. Somebody spoke about, I think it was before, abreasting yourself of the rules and terminologies of each sport. So once you have decided which games you are going to cover, between now and the time it begins in 15 days, there's enough time to make sure you know the rules and the terminologies of all the sports. Now, there are about 30 sporting disciplines at Africa Games, over 10 venues. Choose, master them, and then give the reports that you can. You can hop on YouTube. There are the rules for all the games on YouTube as we speak. There are previous games that have been done. You can watch to see which athletes did what in the previous games so that you know them even on site. When you see them in the mix zone, you see what they look like, then you can jump in and interview them quickly enough. Please let's read previous match reports or games reports of the previous games so that we know what's the date and how it happened. Mr. Kwabra and Council spoke about knowing the facts. The all-time medalists. The all-time medalists. Those are things that we should all know by the next 15 days. The top participating countries, the reports that we are going to cover, and the records of the various games. As Mr. Council pointed out, the games records are different from the African records and from the Olympic records. So in my team, Jojo FC, he is the best in the history of Africa Games boxing, not the best in Africa boxing in his weight division. So they are all those things. Now, one of the things that we should all know, that Dr. Ebo said, they publish it on the website. The calendar is there. Once you decide on what sports you are going to cover, you must know the calendar of that discipline at the back of your hand. It helps you, it helps everybody. Thankfully, he says they put the distances between the events there so you can make your transport plan. Okay? Sync, one of the hacks that I use when I go for even just football tournaments or specific, is to sync this calendar with everybody uses an iPhone or an Android phone. We all have calendars. So from now, you look at the games you want to cover, you look at the schedule, you put it in the calendar that on the 9th of March, there is a football at 9 p.m. at Baltimore. You can put it there. It will give you a reminder the day before. Simple. Very, very simple. You will not forget anything. However, at all games, even at the best of games, there are changes in the schedule. Olympics, World Championships, as is Africa, there will be more changes. As is Ghana, you know, things will change, the times will change because of broadcast and all that. So it's important to keep the notifications of all the handles of the Africa Games on and the website as well, because it is there that they will announce the changes to the event. So we all know that, for example, on the 10th of March, there will be the 100-meter final, for example, at 4 p.m. Something happens, it rains on the 9th of March. The organizers say we are not doing it on the 10th of March. We are doing it on the 10th of March at 10 p.m. so that you know you can get notifications for all that as well. So please use your phones for that. And the equipment, Rosalind spoke about the equipment, but what I'll add is most of us here are not traveling to another country. We are organized and we are all here. But even then, because the accreditation is limited, they can't give accreditation to everybody. And even if they do, most of our media houses cannot give one camera to all the reporting. So, for example, if you work in media house A and you have an interest based on what you choose, on one game that is taking place at Baltimore. The same day, the chess is taking place at Marisa Hotel. Something is taking place somewhere else. But the media house has only 5 cameras. On that same day, MPP are having a press conference. NBC are having a press conference. We know how it works. They will prioritize certain events and not give you. That is why I'm saying that between now and the 15th, these are the simple hacks that I have used over the years. I clear my media space on my phone to be able to record longer hours. If you don't have a phone that can shoot in HD, this is the time to invest in one. Today, almost all mobile phones can shoot in HD. HD is the minimum requirement for your social media and for the TV stations. Let's invest in that one. Have a tripod that you can mount and use just like this one. I like this setup because it's just like everything I'm talking about. On this setup, there's a cell phone with HD capability. There's a power bank in there, so the power does not go out, and there's a tripod. And it's broadcasting live on Kantaka TV as we speak. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. You can invest in one. This is minus the phone, less than 300 cities. I think totally the same. So you can sort yourself out. There are even lesser versions of that one as well. So you don't need fancy gadgets. Some of the best people I've seen who have done the best coverage, they don't have one camera set for them. They've done wild things as well. Now during the games, I'll just wrap up with this. When the game starts, as we all know, you have to get your accreditation. Check if the schedules are the same from what you have on the website. That's the first thing you have to check, especially for the tour guides, because things will change. And especially because this is Ghana, things will change. So check the schedules, find the new times, and align it adequately. Please, one of the biggest assets for all of us journalists is to ask questions. Me, I always say that when I go to games, there's no foolish question for me. There is nothing like a stupid question, because it is that question which will elicit an answer that will save you 500 cities from moving from Motiman to some place. So just ask questions as well. Now check what the rights restrictions are. This is vital, because all of us will be posting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever it is. Because of the rights restrictions, there will be some things that you may be able to post and some you may not be able to post. Just check. It will save you a lot, especially for those of us who will be posting on the official handles of our media houses. If you post on your personal and they strike you, yeah. But if your media house has got 200,000 followers, and because of one 10-second video you are going to post, they are going to strike you down. So please check. If your accreditation does not allow you to film something at certain zones, Judge Timothy has said it. Don't. It is not worth the hassle. And for those of you who are following me during the AFCON, I shared this a few times and I got a few insults. But the following week come, believe me, at some of these events, when they take out your accreditation, because you are Ghanaians, that will not happen. But if they take your accreditation at certain events, depending on how much the country is, they will take you out of the country. For some of the events, when they take your accreditation, they report you to the authorities, and that's to put you on the next name and you're out. So just check. The trick around this is to ask our colleague journalists who are specialists. We know that Jojo, for example, is a don in boxing. I may not be a don in boxing. So if you doubt, ask the specialist. Some of us here know more about the lead finance sports than some of us. If you don't know, ask the man who is good badminton. Nothing spoiled. Because he will know that the time has changed and you will not know. Just ask as well. Now, one of the pet peeves that I have said for years and years, it is not enforced in Ghana, but in places like Europe and North America, is a big deal. If you wear any national team jersey to some events, you will be kicked out as media. This is a big deal. Assuming the national team goes to the final of an event, please don't come there with your Ghana national team jersey. We are all Ghanaians. But it's absolutely wrong. Why? The reason is simple. On that day, Ghana may be playing Nigeria in the final, hopefully. you don't want to offend the sensibilities of your other colleague journalists. So please come in neutral clothing. So our friends from Ghana supporters, that is why they don't come to the media stand. They'll go to the stand. You can't wear what they are wearing into the media area. It's absolutely wrong. And for the future, in certain countries, when you do that, they'll kick you out of the media zone. All right? And then, like has been said by Rosie Namo, please don't focus on only Ghana. For some of us, we got the opportunity to do more international work because even though we were reporting on Ghana, we added some information on the other international countries and we were noticed. Then you start getting your gigs from there. Now, the Africa Games is actually a unique opportunity for us Ghanaian journalists. Why? The other countries are just like we are. Most of them cannot afford to send their journalists to Ghana. But all of them will be looking for Ghanaian journalists who can help them report. So for even some of the countries, they might send one journalist, but that journalist's stay will be contingent on his team being here, like we know. So like at the AFCON, once Ghana gets out of the AFCON, many of us leave because we went on, we hop on the back of the national team. So for most of these countries, when they leave Ghana or they are not even able to come, if they see your work on social media, that is when they can contact you and say, oh, Asumesi, help me when you go to a media zone. We have one Kenyan who will be running in this event. Ask him this question for me. Even if they don't pay something and they pay you $2, that is $2 you can eat a nice coffee with. And that is how for most of us. So it's important to make friends and be strategic about the friends you make so that when they go out of the games, you can get your something small from there as well. And then finally, let's focus on the unique stories. Let's focus on the unique stories. As somebody mentioned, I don't remember, all the athletes coming to these games have stories. If 8 athletes are going to run in a sprint, apart from the Ghanaian, each one of them has a unique story. And because this is Africa Games, the story will be better than even at the Olympics. Because trust me, at every game, you will find somebody whose mother sold a shoe and slippers for this athlete to come. We heard from him once say he sold a piece of land to go and come out. My first AFCON, I maxed out my savings and my mother gave me the rest. And we are journalists. All the athletes have remarkable stories you will not believe. Some whose fathers have done unprintable. These are the stories people want to hear and that know. And for those of us who are on YouTube as well, these are the stories that will give us more clicks as well. And that's it really. So thank you very much. And for the Ghana supporters, please, we have not allowed you to speak. What package do you have for us? You said? Sure. Right. So with that, we come to the end of today's event. Thank you very much for coming. You've been very patient.
Okay. So Gary wraps up for us. This is where we draw the curtain. There's item 13. Once you exit the door, on your left, there's another door that leads you to the canteen. Our numbers are huge. The canteen on our left, after you exit the door, can accommodate about 80 people. The rest of us will go to the other canteen outside. So let's make sure we go by that arrangement. Thank you so much, Ghana supporters. Our resource persons, you've been wonderful. God bless all of us. We believe that we're going to propagate the message of the African Games. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.